It's that man again, it's that man again. Yes, Mr. Boaty is here. By order of authority, he entertains the men and the queens, mother's pride and joy, Mrs. Boaty's boy. And it's useless to complain when trouble's brewing, it's his doing. That man again.
Good evening, darlings. Oh, where's that chair? There it is. And a very warm welcome indeed to Sunday Night Live. How wonderful is this? And thank you, Sean, for the introduction. And if you're watching this, or when you watch this, Sean, did you notice that our mutual friend has uh, gained a bit of national notoriety today? Interesting. What are your thoughts on that? Anyway, yes, a very warm, willy waving, wibbly wobbly welcome to you all to Sunday Night Live. And we're going to spend the next hour waving away the old week and welcoming in a brand new week, darlings. What about that? A brand new week. That's exciting, isn't it? So, normal rules apply. We can talk about anything you want over the next hour. Sit on my lap. We will talk about the first thing that comes up. But, you know, the standards. Did you have any weird dreams last night? What have you been up to today? And of course, what have you been eating? That is the big question. I'm going to answer it right now. I had a fantastic Sunday lunch, darlings. I made roast beef. Oh, I didn't put the picture in Facebook, in the Facebook group. I completely forgot about it. I have got one. I made that little joint of roast beef, darlings. Pardon fingers, they are clean. There it is. Absolutely lovely. There'll be 2 portions of that left for the next 2 weeks. I had fantastic roast potatoes, roast shallot, lovely fresh, beautiful fresh green beans. Big ones they were. Yorkshire pudding and gravy. Very nice it was too. So I can't wait to catch up with what you lot have been eating and anything else that you would like to tell me, darlings. I am not going to lie to you. I am tremendously excited to be back in your company. And to prove that, I'm going to have a drink and read out your comments. There we are. Here we go. Here we go, darlings. Cheers, your very good health. Bottoms up yours. Cheap wine, do your thing. Oh, yeah, that's doing the trick. That is doing the trick, actually. Fair play to my body. My body has, that's a proper one. Oh, God, it's gone right round my back and everything. Oh, and my arms. That is a proper one. Oh, my God. Baby, have you been taking lessons? My body, darling, my body is clearly an amazing thing. Ladies, I'm sure you'd agree. My body has managed to adapt itself to be able to have a full-on winegasm on a bottle of wine that cost £5.29 of the King's pence. That is impressive. I'm sure you'd agree. Now then, onto the bones of this live stream and any other live stream. Don't know why I'm doing that again. I need to stop doing that. Oh, and definitely stop doing that. That disgusting. Never before have I seen such a and you know the rest. Peter P's the first cab off the rank, I believe. Good evening, Boaty and Honourable Pufflings. Yes, good evening indeed, Honourable Peter P. Lord Stiff Upper Lip is with us with his trademark song lyrics. When you're in bed with a beautiful woman, you watch your friends, and so on. Bit of a Dr. Hook there. Amy is with us. Good evening, Boaty and Peter P. And Lord Stiff Upper Lip. How has your day been? Mine has been reasonably splendid, unremarkable. Mine has been unremarkable. I got up, tidied up, washed up, edited edited Boaty's Saturday brunch video, which turned out to be a lot longer than I thought. I thought it was a 20-minute video, turned out to be 50 minutes. But I watched it while I was editing and I thought, well, that's all right, actually. I'm not going to pare that down because that's all right. That works as a video. And YouTube clearly agree because it has had a ridiculous number of impressions. I haven't had impressions like that for as long as I can remember. In the first couple of hours, it got 20,000 impressions. But unfortunately, nobody was impressed because nobody clicked on it to watch it. So although it got 20,000 impressions, it only got 200 views, giving me my lowest click rate through ever of 0.6%. Never had that before. Never had that before. I'm normally around the 8, 9, 10%. But even though that's kind of a failure, I'm taking it as a good thing because for those of you who don't know, the key to YouTube is YouTube showing your video to people, people who are not searching for it in particular. And those are what are called impressions. And normally in the first couple of hours, my videos will get 200, 300 impressions. So to get 20,000, and I got a fair few yesterday as well. I went back and checked. So maybe YouTube, for a period of time, are deciding that it's going to throw my videos out there. Unfortunately, because nobody's clicking on the bloody things, that won't last long. But hey ho, I shall enjoy it while it lasts, my lovelies. That's what I'll do. I will enjoy it while it lasts. Pardon me while I blow my nose. So yeah, edited the old video and then I made a fantastic Sunday lunch and I ate it. And that was good. And I had a shower and I went to work. Oh, I watched Sean's video in bed this morning. That is my guilty treat of late. And then when I got up, I sent him a voice message saying £10. £10 says that you don't get to next Sunday without using social media or uploading a video. That's what he said he was going to do on his video. He's having a week off. He's not going to put a video up and he's not going to use social media. So I said, £10 says you can't do it. I haven't got £10 to lose, but then again, I'm pretty damn sure I'm not going to lose. Marvellous. Now, where did I get to? Jimmy Quinn is with us. Good evening, Boaty and all. Simone is with us. Good evening, Boaty and all. I had, she says, fish, mashed potato, and peas for dinner, washed down with tropical fruit juice. Yum. But I mean, that's a good part of Simone's day. She's happy about that. However, at some other point during the day, and she doesn't specify whether it's before or after the dinner, and with you lot, dinner could be at lunchtime for all I know. I mean, your meals or your names for meals are all over the place like a mad woman's drawers. But at some other point, some unspecified point, Simone was disgruntled. Her gruntle got dissed. and her disc got gruntled. In fact, she was very disgruntled. She goes on, I was busy tinkering in the garage. Outside was a nice pile of leaves that had settled, which is nice. Oh, excuse me. I needed a spanner from my toolbox, and as I stepped into the leaves, a disgusting smell hit me. Some vile individual had let their mutt crap outside the garage, and I had to continue my work. It was absolutely gross. Well, Simone, if it helps, there's always the possibility that somebody didn't let their mutt do it. They might have been caught short and squatted down and done it themselves. So, there's always a potential silver lining to a cloud, isn't there? But I'm sorry for your shoes. Dinner tonight, says Jimmy Quinn, was, oh, here we go, strap in. Strap in. It ain't going to be cheap, not with our Jimmy. Dinner tonight, ribeye steak, see, I told you, with pepper sauce, Madagascan extra large black tiger prawns, sliced potatoes cooked in virgin olive oil, and asparagus. Delicious. Oh, bloody sounds it, Jimmy, and fantastically expensive. Ian Hulley is right in our midst, he is. How is everyone diddling on this chilly autumnal evening? I've got the electric blanket on full whack. It's bloody freezing, isn't it? It's bloody freezing. I made the decision on the way home from work tonight that tomorrow, it's too early in my eyes, but I'm going to do it nonetheless. Tomorrow, I'm going to deploy my thermal vest, darlings, because tomorrow I am heading north, and when you go north, you need a thermal vest. Jimmy Quinn has got his heating on, 21 degrees. My heating was on 18 degrees. But it was so cold in here when I got in that I've put it up to a toasty 19.5, darlings. But don't concern yourselves. I will, of course, turn it down immediately after the live stream. I don't have ideas above my station. Oh, and Jimmy would like to clarify that the prawns were cooked in garlic. Oh, just gets better. Evening all, says Matron. Horizontal and cozy here. And if you're not familiar with the horizontal code, it means that Tracy is in bed. She is watching us whilst in bed, naked and almost certainly... no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't put that image into their heads. They don't need that. Peter P is asking Shimone if she got some filming done, and she did, but it's not finished, so more will be done tomorrow. Andrew Buttigieg is with us and greets everyone by name, which is lovely. And Andrew says, hopefully there will be decorum in the forum tonight. And I know what that is. I know what that is a reference to. The line is, there's no decorum in the forum. Or to give you competition. Name the television show and film. Look at the way we are today. It's getting out of hand. There's no decorum in the forum. Depravity surrounding me. I don't know where to turn, but give me time and I'll soon learn. And I could sing the rest, but it would give you too much of a clue. So go on, comment away. First one to get it right wins the satisfaction of being the first one to get it right. Name the TV show and film. Well done, Ivor Spotty Botty, on throwing that one into the mix. Yeah, don't give me any work to do tonight, says Matron. It's Sunday evening and I'm in my boudoir. A mellow matron, says Andrew. Every home needs one. Steve KG is with us and says, good evening, everyone. And a jolly good evening to you. The lovely Sarah Parsons is right in our midst and says, hi, everyone. Hello, Sarah. Lovely to have you. Sarah had a chicken roast dinner and a crumble for pudding. The lovely Mark Passad is also with us. Good evening, Boaty and Matron. And a jolly good evening to you, Mark. Hope you're well and had a good day. Good evening, all, says Bad Books. Evening, Mark. Steve KG had cake and not much else. Alan Simpson is with us. Greetings, honourable community and Boat Drinks Esquire. Pocahontas 100 is here. Evening, Boaty, and all in chat. Jolly good evening to you. Oh, what a fantastic gathering we are. Me and my lady, say Steve KG, went to Chartwell House in Kent yesterday, and it was lovely. Chartwell House in Kent, lovely, according to Steve KG and, no doubt, his lady. Bottoms up, says Mark. Bottoms up. Famous grace for me. Good man. Cheers. Your very good health. And Mark goes on. Steve, Chartwell is one of my favourite places in the world. Does anyone else need a cigarette now? Says Matron. And that might possibly be in reference to my winegasm. I certainly needed one. Oh, good. The M11 is with us. We missed Emma last night, did we not? We certainly did. Well, I certainly did. Well, I know you all did. It was mentioned. It was talked about. Good evening, all, says Emma, who is with us tonight. Community snap with Sarah Parsons, as I cooked a roast chicken lunch. Sadly, no crumble here, though. Missed you all last night. Hope you all behaved yourself. Well, within reason. I'm now on holiday for a week, says Alan. I'm jolly excited. Oh, and apparently there's an awful lot to do at Chartwell House in Kent. Although if it's pissing down, as it was today, don't do the woodlands, would be Steve KG's advice. Right, I've got some voice notes to play, you darlings, and do send those voice notes in, won't you? You know the number. Right, here we go.
There's my roast pork dinner, Mr. Boaty.
It is a roast pork
known
dinner.
as Jason on Boaty's World on this wonderful Sunday Night Live. And could everybody please tune in for tomorrow? And we'll have Emma and Jason doing Monday Night Live at 10 o'clock. Over and out, Mr. Parry.
It's good.
Poured some light on the Whittle.
The leisure in.
Thank you. And one last thing, I better show what else we've got for me dinner. Just a little bit of the old
Mr. Parry's pouring the gravy on the dinner. I'll put it on the Facebook group.
There you go, just a bit of gravy, sir. Thank you very much, and I'll tune in and watch you this evening. Thank you.
And I believe we have another one.
Don't forget to put a pound in the selection box this Sunday. And this live stream, sir. Middle of service, please. Thank you very much. On this Sunday service, Vicar.
I quite like that. Sunday service, and I won't forget about pounding the box. No red-blooded man forgets about pounding the box. The statue of David was modelled on our Boaty, says Andrew. Well, there you are, you see. This is what we find. Nice one, Emma, says Sarah. Oh, as if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. Name the television programme. Oh, lots of competitions tonight, aren't there? We've got a voice note from the lovely M11. Quite a short one. Well, a very short one.
Would you care for a cup of tea, Father?
It's very kind, but I'll stick with the wine. Right. Nice one, Emma, says Sarah. I cook for my dad and he loves crumble. I used to like crumble, one of the very few desserts I would eat. I haven't eaten apple crumble since 1979, I think. But I remember having a portion, if you'll forgive the expression, and I enjoyed it very much indeed. So if anybody would like to make me an apple crumble, well, no, don't say that. Make it yourself, you useless fat sod. I fancy an apple crumble now. Maybe I will make one. I've got no idea how to, but I can look it up on an interweb. I don't do desserts. I don't have a sweet tooth. But I remember enjoying an apple crumble, and I wouldn't mind trying another one. Cigarette matron, says Peter P. I think I need a crap. Everybody's saying hello to Emma, which is nice. No point in cutting the video, says Alan, or in this case, sauteing it. Oh, well, indeed. I make an amazing honey pear crumble, says Emma, and I keep on almost being tempted to make one, but I know I wouldn't be able to stop making and eating it for about 3 months afterwards if I do. Boaty's boasting again. It's a lot longer than I thought, indeed. Sounds lovely, says Sarah. I love a nice pear, Emma, says Steve KG. That was a very tame nose blowing for Boaty. Pound that box. Well, 2 people have told me to pound the box, so I suppose I'd better get on and pound it, haven't I? Okay, darlings. I was ready for this. I was prepared. 1 of the King's pounds. You can see it's a real one. Look at that. Oh, it's feeling quite heavy now. There it goes. Every time that box is pounded, my night at the Grand Hotel in Llandudno for my birthday is 1 day closer. And isn't that a lovely thought? Well, that's a rhetorical question because, yes, it is a lovely thought. For me, anyway. Steve, says Mark, living just down the road and being a member of the National Trust, I'm privileged to be able to go quite often. I can get quite emotional on a trip. And that's talking about Chartwell House in Kent again. However, says Emma, pear crumble contains fruit, so must be a healthy food in it. Captain Mustard is with us. Captain Mustard of the well-known YouTube channel, Project Nigel. And good evening, Captain, my lovely friend. Thank you for popping in. Nice, mate, says Steve. I joined accounts with Deb, so we're looking forward to going to more places. Hi, Captain Camp Jesus, says Peter P. Hi, Mustard. Hi, Mustard. Hello, Captain Mustard, darling. Oh, and Matron is asking if tomorrow's Big in the 90s is in the can already. Be early if it was. Oh, yeah, I thought so. I'm having a break from it, Tracy, and I've got my own video to edit too. Gosh. It's hard work being Captain Mustard at the moment, darlings. It's hard work bestriding no fewer than 3 enormous YouTube channels. Steve Berry's Roger Melly's Big in the 90s, Project Nigel, and of course Captain Mustard. Wow, goodness me. The poor chap must be rushed off his feet. Takes me all my time to keep up with one channel. Although I have got another channel now, haven't I? I've got singles. We just haven't done anything yet. Emma, we must do a live stream for singles. And we must put some oil on that fridge door. Now, I've got some really exciting news, darlings. Very exciting news. Now, you might remember that from the shenanigans around the front parlour and the lovely artwork that we bought, didn't we, from the charity shop, isn't it? You remember, you do, don't you? Of course you do. You remember that there was one leftover canvas. It was the one that I thought might be Llandudno, but Emma, the M11. She did some research and found it wasn't Llandudno at all, was it, darlings? It was somewhere else. And as a result of running out of places where I needed artwork, I thought I'd put it in the cupboard. And I took it upstairs to put it in the cupboard. And then, darlings, like a thunderbolt from heaven itself, a thought struck me. And I went, I looked as if my flabber had just been well and truly gasted. And in a way, darlings, it had. Because as I was walking up the stairs, past the bathroom, something drove me. Not literally. I didn't get into a car. But something told me, not literally, I didn't hear a voice. I suddenly felt a severe inclination, not literally, I didn't walk up a hill. I suddenly felt that I should go into the bathroom carrying this canvas. And for some reason, I offered it up to the wall above the drawers by the side of the bath where, do you know my bathroom? I don't know how many of you, well, Emma, you've seen it. You've seen my bathroom. Well, God knows you've seen it. You've spent a lot of time in my bathroom. So the drawers, by the tap side of the bath at the end, I offered the canvas up to the wall up there, and it looks perfect. It looks absolutely perfect there. So that's where it's going to live, darlings. But I've got to knock a hook into the wall. It's a solid wall, but of course it's old neighbour, innit? So I don't want to risk upsetting him again. So I'm going to keep a watch out. And when I see that both of the cars are gone, front and back from next door, or I see them driving past my kitchen window, both together in the same car. So when I know that their cottage is empty, I'm going to bang an ook in, an ook. I'm going to bang in an ook, darlings. And I'm going to hang that canvas there in the bathroom. And my bathroom is going to look a damn sight better as a result of it. And I'm really excited about that. You see, it doesn't take much to make me really excited. Oh, yes. So isn't that good news? Steve KG is visiting PNHQ on the 10th of November, and he hopes everyone has been good. Well, there you are. I'm sure you will have a wonderful time. It's an amazing place to visit. There's lots and lots to see and do at Project Nigel HQ. There isn't, but you get to meet Mustard, and that's worthwhile. Yep, the central heating was on this afternoon, says Mark. We've not had the heating on yet, says Captain Mustard. Well, you must be bloody freezing. Peter P has got the correct answer. Well done, Peter P. It was indeed up Pompeii. Look at the way we are today. It's getting out of hand. There's no decorum in the forum. Depravity surrounding me. I don't know where to turn, but give me time, and I'll soon learn. 2, 3, 4. Oh, Lurkio. And Boaty is the new Lurkio, says Andrew. Yeah, I'd take that. It's 25 degrees here currently, says Steve KG. I'd love to be the new Lurkio. I could. Oh, food today, says Matron, was leftover lamb biryani. Sunday lunch, leftover lamb biryani. What an unusual and exotic choice, Matron. That almost blew my head off. Almost every facial orifice was streaming. What about a toga party when you reach 6666? I'm not sure if I ever bloody will reach 6666. Every time I get a couple more subscribers, YouTube nick a few more. But if and when I do, we will definitely have a party. I ran out of tea bags this evening. says Simone. Terrible news, as I will have to drink coffee in the morning. Well, I mean, that's not terrible news. That's you being forced to do the right thing. Paul, don't be tight, says Jimmy Quinn. Put the heating on. I bet it's not his choice. I bet you a pound to a penny that Mrs. Mustard is in charge of the heating. Excuse me. Hey. It was on the telly. It was on the televisual device early this morning, says Andrew. I had a bloody good laugh, and I'd forgotten how much free range boobage was on display in the film. Oh, we're talking about Up Pompeii. Ah. Brilliant turnout for Sunday, says Mark. Remember to press like. Always appreciated. I could destroy some pulled pork right now, says Simone. Right, now I need to get pork for next Sunday, says Emma. Why is everybody talking about pork? Did somebody mention pork? I can't see a mention of pork. Maybe I missed something. Anyway. The Outlaws came for Sunday lunch, says Bad Books. I did roast chicken, roast potatoes and parsnips, carrots, cauliflower, cheese. Mrs. B baked apple frangipane, apple frangi, whatever, apple tart, and did a great sauce for the chicken. Not my thing normally. Don't forget the apple sauce, Emma, says Simone. And you are correct, Steve KG and Peter P. It was indeed Mr. Ben. Okay, who mentioned an orgy, says Matron. When and where? Andrew's drooling at apple sauce. Apple crumble is the dog, says Simone. Narrated by Ray Brooks, says Ian Hulley. Mr. Ben lives in Festive Road, BBC 1970. I've not had any crumble for years, says Steve KG. Peter P says, Boaty, if you don't have an apple, use a potato. What, potato crumble? God. Oh, controversial. Jimmy says, Tracy, you are getting too old for orgies. Interesting. Mark could watch Mr. Ben for many a day. Simone had to order a panel for the Cortina today. Last one left at 45 quid. Kind of had to. A found potato, says Andrew. Yeah. That was a good video. I, says Alan, had an amazing apple crumble at the Transport Cafe down the road a couple of weeks back with lashings of custard. It's a proper 70s throwback of a place. Delightful. You're never too old, Jimmy, says Matron. I can just lay back and enjoy. Who remembers mint green custard? Asked Simone. I've never, I mean, I wouldn't touch custard if you paid me. But I remember the green one being a thing. Boaty has a rather heavy box now, says Andrew. He does. Mustard crumble, anyone, says Emma. Stop talking about crumble, says Steve KG. I want some now. Jimmy says Boaty hasn't emptied his box in ages, the poor old sod. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that sympathy. Actually, it is about time. I must have a word with my fiancée. There will now. Oh, hang on. I've got a thing for this, haven't I? I forgot about that. Hold on.
And we will join Boaty after the break. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dum ba dum ba doo, do do do, do 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 do, do do do. A boom boom boom, boom boom boom, boom boom boom. And we can now return to Mr. Boaty Live.
I love that. Makes me laugh so much. Oh dear. Oh, I'd like a dash of custard, says Andrew. Not mustard flavour though. The title must have crumble in it, says Peter P. Well, come up with a title you like. You haven't done that for ages. You have been derelict in your duties. Do suggest some a title for the live stream thingy. Fucking hell, says Jimmy. The doings of Mustard and Boaty, says Mustard. I've got a new idea. You know, I'm going to the yard tomorrow, darlings, because I haven't been told not to. So unless I'm told not to, I'll go. And I've got it's going to be a yard without a caravan, but I've had a new idea for lunches with Mustard. It occurred to me this evening when driving home from work, and I suddenly thought, yeah, that would be a brilliant idea. So there you go. I'm going to do it if Mustard's up for it. And this one might actually get some views, which God knows the previous Mustard and Boaty do lunches never did. This one might. That duck is dying, I think, says Matron. Pooking duck, says Peter P. Nice cheek squeak, Boaty, says Alan. Boaty's Pompeii pop-off. The pooings of disgusted and bloaty. I thought someone popped Boaty. Oh dear. Severe inclination, says Mustard. I've never been introduced to your bathroom. No. Who on earth hangs... It didn't say who on earth. Who on earth hangs art above the bath? Right, well, it's not going to be above the bath. I'll have to show you my bathroom, won't I, darlings? I assume you've all seen everywhere in the cottage. Maybe you haven't. So I will have to introduce you to my sparse, depressing 1970s colour-schemed bathroom. But it's going to look a load better when this is in place. Right, so at the moment, you're going to have to use your imagination, right? But as you go into my bathroom, it's kind of long and thinnish. At the far end of the bath, as you go into the bathroom, you've got the bog on your right-hand side. Then you've got the wash basin. You've got a cupboard above the bog with mirrors. Then in the top right-hand corner, you've got the bath, or bath, if you are northern. All working class. Let's not discriminate here. And then to the left of the bath, you've got a pine chest of drawers with a lovely cloth type thing on it that Chinese madam provided, actually. And I told her that when she was leaving and packing everything up and we were arguing about shit, then I said, please leave that cloth here. It's perfect. But, oh, no, I'm taking everything. You're kicking me out. She didn't say it in that accent. And I said, look, you know, whatever. You've lived here for a year. You haven't paid a single penny towards anything. Leave me the fucking cloth, for Christ's sake. And and she did. So are you with me? You've got this pine chest of drawers. You've got the cloth on it. Then on that, you've got the bathroom library. So you've got a selection of books on there. You've got some candles, which were birthday gifts from the lovely Boaty, Ram's daughter. And you've got 2 lamps on there, which were gifts from Matt, if anybody remembers Matt, Stickman, The Amazing Adventures of Stickman. He fell out with us, darlings. Well, he fell out with me. He's probably still friends with all of you lot, but he's definitely not friends with me. And there's 2 lamps on there that he made for me, and they are empty bottles of Jack Daniels. And he kind of put, you can buy a thing that you put in them, and it has a battery in it, and it turns them into lamps, and they're both the right shade of blue for the bathroom, so they're in there. And and yeah, so the art canvas thing that cost £1 from this charity shop, that's going to go above that. But trust me, it looks brilliant. I'll video it when I do it. As soon as I know that they're not in next door, I'll bang a thingy in with me little nudger, with me little hammer, and I'll show you, and you will agree with me that it looks splendid. Is it weird to have a little bit of art in the bathroom to dress the walls? I don't think it is. My bathroom looks like a kind of cold and yeah, I would love my bathroom to look a bit more homely. I would like to fall in love with my bathroom like I have with my front parlour, and I think that's really going to help. Oh, I'm so sorry. My digestive system is falling apart. I've got to say though, my roast beef, oh God, lunch was superb, darlings. I didn't do a live stream because it wasn't possible. I know I was going to do one, but yeah, it's a great idea, but it'll probably never happen because I don't know, I'm knackered and I kind of lounged around in bed, and then I had the video to edit, and I had to, yeah, I don't have the lifestyle to support her, unless I can get my routine more refined, so that I'm on top of everything all the time, and maybe I get up an hour earlier and go to bed an hour earlier, and that sort of thing, and create more daytime so I can bring everything forward an hour, and maybe then I'll be able to do one, because I'd like to. But there we are. So who on earth hangs art above the bath? Am I weird for putting a piece of art in the bathroom? I don't think I am. Emma says, Boaty's bathroom is etched into my brain, but yes, it will look great in there, and it will give me something to study. I will know every detail on that canvas in no time. Is it waterproof, says Peter P. It's going up on the pissing wall. I'm not putting it in the bastard bath. Why does it need to be waterproof? God's sake. It's not a wet room. There's not a hose going round squirting water everywhere. My bog roll isn't waterproof, and that survives. See, Emma knows. If she says it looks good in there, then that's good enough for me, because Emma has got tasty, or taste, if you prefer. I meant the 11th, says Steve KG. I'm coming up on the 10th. Oh, there we are. I have hung art in my bathroom, says Emma. And canvases are a good choice as they don't get damped or water stained. Oh, well, there we are, you see. I might go down to the charity shop again and get another piece and make my bathroom lovely. Give me something to look at when I'm in the bath, not playing with myself. That'd be nice. Where are you going to lunch now with no buccaneer? Asks Alan. Alan, I have a cunning plan. And I'm going to keep it secret, except that I'll probably finish this glass of wine and tell you all about it. Shall I tell you? Well, I might as well. Okay, my cunning plan is this. Now, so my idea is that there's all those eateries on the Milkston Road, yeah? We've been to most of them over the space of the last 2 or 3 years. And quite a few of them offer an eat-in option, right? So, what is guaranteed success for a YouTube channel? Takeaway and restaurant reviews, right? Look at them. Right? Rate my takeaway. Gary Eats. What's the other one? What's the other big one? What's his name? He drives an electric car. What's his name? Dude who tries to make himself look younger than he really is. The bloody Mac Master or some piffle nonsense like that. Right? They've all got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. The videos are shit. They're badly filmed. They're badly edited. They're not brilliantly presented. And yeah, they're huge channels because they go and review restaurants. So my idea is kill two birds with one stone, right? If I'm at the yard over the winter, then I'm going to be cold and probably wet, certainly cold. So, and you need somewhere warm to eat. So I'm thinking, right, do restaurant reviews and do the whole of the Milkston Road to start with, and then we can go looking elsewhere. So imagine it. I always thought the best bits of a Monday are the driving to and from the collecting our lunch. So imagine a restaurant review that, I mean, I'd do a bit more of a proper opener. So a restaurant review, and so you've got us driving to the restaurant with all of the normal crap that we talk, but then we'll do a proper review, a two-hander, as it's called, in the restaurant, and do it properly. Talk about the food, show you the menu, show you all around the shop, do all of the shit that the other channels do. Have a chat over lunch, as we normally do, but focus on the food a little bit more. And then we could do a breakdown of the lunch in the car on the way back. That way, I get a bit of a treat for lunch. It's somewhere that's warm and dry. And we get some footage out of it. I thought, yeah, that's a win-win. So as long as mustard is amenable, I'll start that tomorrow, and we'll go and have some grub on the Milkston Road, eat in. It's no more expensive, and film it. Make a film out of it. What do you reckon? Good idea or bad idea? It can't do any worse than the caravan lunches. I know I love the caravan lunches, and I know quite a few of you do, but they're my worst viewed videos. People hate them. Whereas a proper restaurant review might be able to get away with that. That might get views, darlings, and it'll still be the mustard and Boaty do lunch thing. It's just going to be a bit. You'll still get all of the crap and all the crap that we talk in the car. I was really chuffed when I came up with that, because I thought that'll work. It'll work as a video, and it gets me lunch in the warm and dry, not standing up. So that's my idea. And if Mustard doesn't want to do it, and that's fair enough, I'll do it on my own. Honestly, if you didn't know that this sort of thing goes on, there are loads of channels, and they're all massive. They're all massive, and all they do is they go and eat somewhere and show you the menu and show you them eating the food, and they all say the same thing. They all have cameraman. Cameraman's having a laugh there. Look, cameraman's smiling. Cameraman would eat this, but I'm not going to let him, and all of that sort of shit. And they've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they earn about £11 million a month. So bollocks to it. I'll have a go at that. And if it works, I might do a few round here as well. Anyway, there we are. I hope Scrubber is still looking good, says Andrew. Having said, Scrubber is a character from Pompeii. I used to have that naked drawing of me hanging in my bathroom, says Emma, but I had to move it as it was getting damp in the corners. Oh, Emma, yeah, we can't have your bare ass getting moist, can we? That would be. Adrian says, huzzah! Tissues can help in that situation, Emma, says Andrew. Don't forget to like, says Jimmy. Stephen Parry had pork. Oh, okay, that's why. All right. I wondered what the pork reference was. Emma had no luck with the blot. Yeah, Blot ignored me, says Emma. Just wait until I'm a bigger YouTuber than him. Then he'll regret his ignorance. Yeah, he will. He will. Blotting paper. Yeah, blotting paper. Oh, and that's why Emma had no luck with the blot. There we are. That all makes sense now. Chastity belt at the ready. Plop outdoors. I've not watched a blot for ages. I think my fleeting love affair with the blot outdoors show might be over. Because honestly, you know, once you've seen a couple, you've kind of seen them all, and the novelty of watching a man get horribly drunk in a tent, either in a beautiful, majestic outdoors or on a traffic island or behind a McDonald's, it kind of gets a bit old. Like I was saying on a video the other day, I've stopped watching so many. The ones I watch now, the videos that I watch without hesitation now, and I watch them, everyone religiously. Sean, Emma, Carol Ann, and 98% of Harry's Garage. Low tide at Wine Bay again, Alex. Just go down very easily, this stuff. Oh, make your own jokes there. Yeah, so I'm all excited about tomorrow again now. I love the idea of doing some proper reviews because we've been having lunch together, me and Mustard, for 2 years now, and we hardly ever talk about the food, really. So we should do. Yeah. And, you know, if the videos take off and we become incredibly rich, we can go to some more marketplaces like McDonald's or KFC. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a way to, you know, it's all about taking positives from what had previously been a less than positive situation. And it does genuinely work, or I think it would anyway, because me and Mustard, we're both foodies, you know, we're both food enthusiasts. We both love good food. We both cook. We both make our own food from scratch. So I think we're probably better qualified to talk about the food than a lot of the people who are doing these bloody review type things who go down their local chippy on a Friday night. I run a restaurant, for God's sake. You know, that's got to be a thing, hasn't it? You know, it's like, no offense to any of these channels, I'm sure they're lovely people. But if some chancer from works at Mansfield or some fat bloke from somewhere in Yorkshire goes out to a chip shop and says, well, portions not very generous and chips are not as great as they could be. But that's one thing. If Gordon Ramsay goes out, then you listen to him, don't you? Or if Greg Wallace or whatever. So at least me and Mustard have got a bit of a clue what we're talking about. So, you know, if I go somewhere and review a curry, then I can say, well, look, I'm coming at this from the point of view from somebody who runs a fine dining curry restaurant. Oh, I think it would work. It's got to be worth a go. Anyway, back to you guys, because time is marching on, isn't it? Isn't it? Rhubarb and custard. I remember that. I used to love Why Don't You, say Steve KG. That was counterintuitive. Why don't you just turn off the television set and go and do something more interesting instead? And of course you didn't. You sat there glued because you're a child. Probably quite clever. Tell a kid what to do and they're going to want to do the opposite. So tell them to turn off the telly And they'll say, no, fuck you, I'm going to watch you for the next half an hour. Except they wouldn't have said fuck you because, kids didn't say fuck in those days. Kids say fuck all the time now. You wouldn't dare do it when I was a child. If I'd have said fuck in front of my mother and my father, then, well, A, I'd have woken up in hospital. B, I'd taste nothing but soap for the next 3 months. I can vaguely recall the first time that I said fuck in front of my parents, and I was probably in my 30s, and I said it without thinking and thought, oh shit, I'm going to get smacked. And they didn't swear in front of me either. That's the way it used to be in the old days, darlings. Nowadays, it's horrendous. I had a family in the restaurant. I won't tell you which night in case they realize they watch this and realize I'm talking about them. But it was like mother, father, children. The language was just outrageous. And not only was it bad language, it was really loud language. So they weren't upsetting their children, and the children weren't upsetting the parents, but they were bloody well upsetting the people around them. Honestly, standards have just gone. Simone is heading off to get horizontal. Beneath my feet it begins to crumble, but love will never die because or something like that. 1970s bathroom decor is making a comeback, apparently, says Andrew. Some of us remember the video of Boaty in the bath, says Matron, and some of us have never recovered. Avocado sweet, says Steve KG. I had the avocado sweet at Farcorth. The 5 months I spent in that awful place immediately after the divorce. And I thought, when I left there, I thought, well, at least it can't get any worse than that, until I came here to Windy Bum and saw the bathroom suite here. 1970s duck egg blue, darlings. The bathroom is on the list. Chris, the landlord, has mentioned on a couple of times that, look, I'll shove you a new bathroom in at some point. And I've said, yeah, there's no rush, Chris. I'm all right with it, honestly. He said, yeah, but you could do with the new bathroom. I said, yeah, okay, whatever. Fight night, Muhammad Ali, the Crumble in the Jungle. Did I tell you that? The one thing I did watch today, as well as my normal YouTube videos, I watched the whole of Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, because, the one thing about heading into winter, which I'm dreading and which makes me depressed and all of that sort of thing, I'm hating it. I'm hating being cold. I'm hating the dark, all of that shit. But there are still things to look forward to. My birthday, for example, the Christmas live stream with you guys. And of course, on the 21st of December, we've got the big rematch. And I thought, I'll watch the fight because I want to try and figure out. Tyson Fury is saying all of the right things and is looking good. And I think the rematch could be pretty amazing. So I wanted to watch it to see if I could figure out where my money would go, who I would bet on. And I can't decide. I do have a favorite, and my favorite is Sasha Usyk. He's my guy. I would prefer him to win. But I've got a soft spot for Fury as well. And I can see Fury winning. When I watch the fight again, then Fury was kind of he was in command certainly for the first 6 rounds. He had the measure of Usyk, but then Usyk is always a second half fighter. He always comes on stronger in the second half. And to be fair, in the first 6 rounds, Fury was a fairly clear winner on points. But then when the tide turned, then it turned with a vengeance. And if it hadn't been an undisputed fight, then the fight would have been stopped in round 9 and it would have been a TKO. So I don't know. I reckon Alexander Usyk, the amazing Cossack warrior, I reckon he's just got that thing in him that makes him find a way to win each and every time. But I wouldn't be surprised if Fury pulled it off and then there was a trilogy, which would be pretty amazing. Ah, says Emma, I did wonder why you had that old granny cloth in your bathroom blocking the towel drawer. How rude. TP for my crumbled. You have to fully fold back the cloth to get a towel, and then try and put it back neatly without it getting trapped in the drawers or destroying Boaty's meticulously placed ornaments. You can do it. I will show you how to do it. It's not difficult. It's just a technique. When you open, or I'll put the towels in one of the lower drawers. I can do that for you if that helps. All you have to do is pull the drawer open as normal, holding the knobs from underneath, and they will just pull out from underneath the old granny cloth that was put there by a 30-year-old nubile, beautiful Chinese woman with fabulous, don't say that. Oh, she did though. Fair play to Chinese madam. She unwrapped very nicely indeed. She had her faults, and she had her knockers, but there we are. And then when you put it back in, it's just pushing the drawer like that and flicking with your thumbs, just flick it over. It's perfectly achievable. I will train you in it. OCD at its finest, says Steve KG. Thank God he doesn't hide his toilet rolls in the same way. Otherwise, there would be serious trouble. Matron's having a laugh at pissing wall and bastard bath. Daylight saving started here last week, says Andrew, 1 hour forward, and he's still a tad discombobulated, as you would be. Steve KG is off to bed and says, good night, people. Keep well. Good night to you, sir. Emma says, he doesn't hide the TP rolls, but Boaty, you could really do with a nice little receptacle or unit to store the spare loo rolls, so you don't have to faff with the packet when desperate and penguining. Yeah, well, that's just poor planning on your part, isn't it? You know, you have to plan. Block does the 1/0 star takeaway reviews. They're great. He needs a toilet roll doily. I had one in the Cabbage Patch, or we had one, but obviously I left everything in the Cabbage Patch. I didn't take a single thing, which is to my credit, I believe. Considering I bought everything, I took nothing. Would TP rolls fit in the baguette dispenser? Asked Peter P. My Premier Inn review video, says Emma, did okay considering my small sub count. And yes, I agree, reviews of hotels and reviews are good because they will always be found when people search for them. Oh, who's done that? Oh, Mark, bless you. Oh, Mark has sent a lovely, superb chat. Oh, thank you. And it comes with a question. Have you ever asked the community what song most sums up their experience of relationships? I'll go first. ABBA's The Day Before You Came. Good one, Mark. And I've got an answer to that. I've got my absolute answer to that. And it is probably my favourite song ever. And it doesn't apply to one relationship. It applies to more than one, actually. Not all of them. So my answer to that would be, and I look forward to your answers, by the way, and thank you again, Mark. I really appreciate that. My absolute answer to that, hang on, I need to get back to where I was in the comments. Okay, my answer would be Alanis Morissette, Head Over Feet. Probably my favorite song. And yeah, I've told you the story before. I first heard that song. Oh God, I can tell you where I was. Oh, quite emotional this is. I was in a Fiesta XR2i that I was driving, although it wasn't my car. I was driving down the M5 from Portway, where my car dealership was, to Worcester, which is where the pub was, where we were going to. I was with Zoe, my lovely Zoodle Twix, and it was our first date. Zoe worked for me. She was one of my telesales, and I was besotted with her. Absolutely besotted with her. I'll tell you that that's a video all on its own, the story of me and Zoe. And I'll probably do it one day, or I'll talk about it on live stream when it's not 7 minutes after finishing time or something. But yeah, that would have been when the Jagged Little Pill album was current, just released. Zoodle Trips, Zoe, she would have had the latest thing. She was an incredibly stylish woman. Oh, God. She was working for me in the evenings, doing telesales, earning a few extra quid. She'd left a dodgy relationship in London, moved up to Birmingham, kind of starting afresh on her own, needed every penny that she could because she kind of moved up with nothing. She was a very, very able woman. I can't remember what job she had at the time, but, you know, she needed a few quid. She came and joined my telesales team. I could do videos about the days with the telesales girls as well. These are videos that I should do. I should talk about all of this. And I fell head over for Zoe. And she was kind of a bit damaged from the previous dodgy relationship. And I mean, I won't go into details about that because that's private, but she had a really bad time of it. She didn't deserve it and all of that. And we had this thing where I would flirt outrageously with her, but it was genuine. I was just besotted by her, and when I am, I don't hide it. I'm not weird or creepy, and I wouldn't nag or anything like that. But when I'm mad about somebody, I don't hide it. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. And, you know, I'm an arrogant so-and-so. I've never been afraid of rejection. So, yeah, if I feel that way about somebody, I'd put it out there. And it was never going to happen with Zoe. And I can remember this so well. I can remember the clothes that I was wearing when this happened. Bloody hell. This is another memory I haven't remembered for so long. I can't remember what led up to it, but something had happened, and I stopped doing the flirting or the making it obvious or whatever it was. and something made me stop doing it. And I sort of, whatever, I can't remember what I said, and the next day, Zoe worked from 6 until 10 with the rest of the team. And the day after, whatever it was, I honestly can't remember that. Maybe I'd remember if I thought a bit harder about it. But she came in during the day. Must have been her day off from her proper job or something. And she came in and she said, can I speak to you privately? And I remember thinking, oh, fuck, oh, God, she's going to complain about this, that, or the other. And I took her into, Portway was massive. We had a myriad of back offices. And I took her into one of the back offices, bracing myself for what was to come. And again, I can't remember the exact wording, but she said something like, I feel the same way about you. And let's go out or whatever. And oh God, that was the best feeling ever. I can't tell you, that was the best feeling ever. And I didn't want to, she hated being ostentatious. She didn't like that sort of thing. And I knew that. So for this first date, I thought, right, let's keep it really low key. So it was a Friday night that we were going to go out. And my Friday night then was to go to, this was the point in my life when I'd started singing, but I hadn't won the big talent competition at that point. And I certainly wasn't singing professionally. I'd met a new group of people on a karaoke circuit. There was a really good karaoke thing, and it was a karaoke cabaret. So in other words, rather than a normal shitty pub cabaret, it was two genuine bona fide cabaret artists, husband and wife, and they set up karaoke, but with the equipment, fully professional cabaret equipment. It was amazing. And the serious karaoke singers, they would be in a different place every night of the week in residences. And a small group of people would follow them to like every night. And I became one of them as I discovered that I didn't think I had a voice after my voice had broken. I had a voice as a child. I was an incredible voice soprano. But this is a whole story in itself. That needs to be a video as well, how I started singing. But at this exact point, it was a short point, about 3 months, where I was out following this karaoke outfit every night of the week with this select group of people who became my closest friends and who went on to work with me when I turned pro. And it was about 3 months of doing this before I had the big breakthrough, won that national competition, got picked up by an agent, blah, 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 all of that. We'll do that another night. So my normal Friday night was to go to a pub called the Checkers in Worcester following this karaoke outfit. And knowing that Zoe hated the ostentatious bit, I thought, well, I'll just take her to that. She can't moan about that. And that was where this memory came from of that song, because I was living in the penthouse flat above the showrooms. She came there and we took her car, except I drove, alpha male, all of that sort of thing. And she was in charge of the stereo, and she put Jagged Little Pill on, and and that song came on, and it just went straight into my brain and into my soul. And I've never forgotten that moment. Driving down the M5, just about to past Droitwich with that song playing, and I don't think I've ever been happier in my life. You know, it was ridiculous. I was living a high life then. And yeah, in a Fiesta XR2 with this incredible woman in the passenger seat that I'd finally got a date with. And that song came on, and I've just had a total and complete love affair with that song ever since. That was on the Friday. On the Saturday, I met her mother. Told you that story before. I'll probably tell it again. That's a whole other video. But look at the time, darlings. I need to let you good people go. You might have come up with some answers for that yourself. Hopefully you have. It was a good video, Emma. Your hotel review was excellent, I thought. The baguette store became my carrier bag store, says Emma. Stupendous news, says Simone. I now have 1,825 subscribers. Brilliant. Well done, you. Well done, Simone, says Emma. I can only dream of that. You'll get there. Boaty, do restaurant reviews, lunch for under a tenner. That would work. Good idea, Jimmy Quinn. Actually, that is a brilliant idea. Yeah. Budget restaurant reviews. Boaty can be the new Fanny Craddock. Go to the Chippy and review Cod and Haddock. Gordon Ramsay is an overpaid gobby motor mouth, says Simone. Successful though, isn't he? Growing up, says Andrew, I hardly heard Dad swear. Mum, on the other hand, put a sailor to shame. Let's go dogging, says, let's go dogging. Boaty, when you do your first restaurant lunch with mustard, I think you should walk in wearing a mankini, while mustard follows closely behind, wearing his finest pottering harness. And let's go dogging. Hopes everyone is well and has had a great weekend. You see, says Emma, there's a meticulous method to open the drawers to get at the towels. Is Boaty showing us his moob fondling technique, asks Andrew. Excuse me. Why do I have a sudden urge to go dogging, says Emma. Simone is going to sleep now, and so are the rest of us, so say your good nights. The winner takes it all is mine, Mark, talking about relationship songs. We should carry this on. Somebody remind me. Oh, no, tomorrow it's me and Emma, isn't it? It's me and Emma. Oh, back on your screens, Monday Night Live. We could do that, relationship songs maybe. Although Emma's probably got 54 million. I can't wait for tomorrow night. I'm really excited about that. Oh, and the songs come in. I can't get no satisfaction, says Andrew. Very apt, Emma, says Matron. I would agree. The day before you came sounds like a good shagging song. Good night, says Simone. Well, I've finished, says Mustard, but the Wicker Man is on TV. Okay. IBD Warrior says evening all. Hope you're all well. Just can't get enough, says Matron. I don't really like ABBA, says Let's Go Dogging, but I think mine would be UB40. There's a bunghole in my kitchen. What am I going to do? Oh, I missed the question, says Emma. I thought it had to be ABBA. Oh, dear. Does your mother know your bunghole's out, or take a chance on my bunghole? Oh, and now everybody's going off to watch The Wicker Man. I don't know what it is. I've never seen it, but I think it's got Edward Wood in it. When I kiss the bunghole, another one bites the bunghole. Dancing bunghole, knowing my bunghole, knowing your bunghole. Aha. Our last bunghole. God. The king has lost his bunghole. Super bunghole. Back artifice. Baggy bungholes. Bunghole trooper. Welcome to the house of bunghole. Slipping through my bunghole. Slipping through my bunghole. Slipping through my bunghole. Let's Go Dogging says, back in the day, my favourite daytime show was Through the Bunghole. Who would podger a bunghole like this? David, it's over to you. Yeah, you're pretty much right, Emma. Head over bunghole. Jagged little bunghole. Do. Put your bunghole on the loo. Like a bunghole passing through my room. Oh, God almighty. I have no choice but to hear your bunghole. You've sharted your pants time and again. I've thought about shit. Oh, God. Oh. Right. Well done, darlings. You finished that one on a high. God above. What the hell am I going to title this? It was supposed to have crumble in it, and now it's all about bungholes. So I'm going to have to come up with something with bungholes and crumble. Right then, darlings. 28 of you watching. Thank you for bearing with until almost midnight. I'm off. I'm going to get showered. I'm going to get changed. I'm going to get some curry on the go, and I'm going to get some sleep, and then I'm off to the yard tomorrow. And hopefully it will be the first. A crumble in the bunghole. I'll screenshot that. See you all tomorrow night, bunghole fans, says Emma. Yeah, darlings, tomorrow night, earlier, 10 o'clock, earlier start, double helping. And it's a double helping because it's twice the time, but twice the presenters. Tomorrow night, you get the lovely Emma back on your screens, and it'll be, well, I was going to say it'll be twice as good, but it'll be 5 times as good because Emma is wonderful. Beneath my feet, beneath my bunghole begins to crumble, but love will never die because we'll see the bungholes crumble. I'll come up with the title from that. Do join me tomorrow night if you possibly can. Me and Emma, of course. Emma and Boaty's Monday Night Live, 10 o'clock. Don't you dare be late. Don't miss it. It's going to be really, really good fun. And on that note, darlings, I am going to, quite frankly, bugger off. Now, what's the thing that I play you out with?
Now hands that 2 dishes.
Oh, not that one.
Thank you for joining Mr. Boaty live from the Peak District. If you've been affected by anything in this program, phone the Samaritans. We will see you back here tomorrow night. Thank you and good night.
That really is it, darlings. I am off. Thank you so much, my lovelies. I've loved tonight. It's been a really, really good one. You lot have been on top form. Absolutely hilarious. Thank you for the laughs. Don't forget, join me and Emma tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. No video tomorrow, darlings. So watch one of the other wonderful community channels or watch an old one of mine. Yeah, just be there tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, me and Emma. You can't whack it. Much love to you all. I wish you all a safe and peaceful night. I wish you all a good luck for Monday, and hopefully there'll be a little bit of joy in it somewhere. Be sure to take it. Look after yourselves. Look after those who you care for or who care for you, and just all the love in the world from me. The candle will be relit tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Don't miss it. And on that note, Pachu, and indeed a bunghole crumbling boss.